Alrighty. Well, everybody is out there, even on the Discord, if they're listening. I appreciate you guys praying for Mama Brainstorms. She is still in the hospital currently. She had some major heart surgery. Appreciate all the people that reached out for the prayers and said that they're praying for her. She's still trying to get off a respirator. She's doctors trying to get her up. She had major heart surgery. She almost passed. So I really appreciate you guys praying. It really meant a lot. I've been stuck at the hospital. Going back there tomorrow morning. I'm gonna be there all day tomorrow. Was just been dealing with this constantly for the last 3 days. So I appreciate you guys, all you guys. It really means a lot. But with that being said, I want to introduce you guys to a couple people here. You guys probably know them. Some of you guys don't know Vaughn. You guys know Sasquatch if you guys been around here for the Capital Conspiracy Discord and the YouTube. And then you got Bear Tamer here. He has his own YouTube and he's an alerter and he's on the Capital Conspiracy Discord as well. But we got a whole bunch of stocks that we're going to talk about tonight, specifically 4 stocks. That's if you're in it or thinking about being in it, I think we have enough news and information to be able to satisfy all your doubts or fears or whatever you have the wherewithal of getting in or out of the stock. But anyways, so I'm going to introduce each person. They can just quickly say how much who they are. And Vaughn, I'll let you go first.
Hey, how you doing? Von Blunt here. I've been trading for 10 years. Swings, day trades, scalping, everything. But just kind of, I like a lot of reversal plays and swings, and that's what I'm trying to do, despite the type of market we're working with now. But it seems to be profitable, and Discord we're in, we're making money.
See, and it's crazy too because we just recently hit almost the 14-month mark on Capital Conspiracy Trading Discord, and Vaughn has been there since day one. Day one, Vaughn was there, and actually so was Sasquatch too. So those two guys, Vaughn's been calling out some killer plays lately. He's been hitting these reversals, and he specifically brought up a stock to me that we're going to discuss here in a little bit, JTAI. But that's such an interesting stock, and I have some good pieces about it that I think that's going to really convince you why this is a good trade to sink your teeth in. If the stock had teeth, you know the stock's biting, and don't let it. Sometimes people are afraid that the stock may or may not have AIDS. That's usually reverse splits, stuff like that. But we don't have to worry about with that with JTAI, and I'm going to show you why because we're going to get into the financials. But Sasquatch, can you introduce yourself?
Hey, brother. Yeah, I've been trading for about 6 years, give or take, and I focus mainly on your penny stocks and a lot of swings. Not too big on day trading because it doesn't really fit my lifestyle too well. But overall, I know what I like looking for, and I try to keep I like to look for the low market cap stocks, and I like to ride them all the way up whenever they go cataclysmic.
You know, it's funny. I just thought of this analogy, and I'm going to use the Golden Corral analogy. Is you have a whole buffet available, and you can eat anything you want. Sometimes they have seafood, they have your meats, your chicken, your steak, whatever you may, and we all choose the same stuff every time. We get the pizza, the chicken, the shrimp, and we sit down. How come we never try anything new? But we like what we like. I've never seen a guy hit a higher play than Sasquatch when he hit a play called Kraken for a penny stock play when he called it. What was that price that you called Kraken on, Sasquatch?
I made entry at 5 cents, and it shot all the way up to 57 cents over the course of 2 days.
Yeah, that was the day that Sasquatch became a legend, and ever since then he's just been on the money ever since. All right, and last but not least, we have Bear Tamer here. Bear Tamer, he's new to the Discord, but me and him actually knew each other way, way long ago. Me and him been buddies for, I would say, around 16 months now. So, Bear, you want to? They all know you, but if you want to introduce yourself.
No, absolutely. I appreciate it. It's your boy Bear Tamer. For me, the type of trader that I am now in 2025, I'm definitely a hybrid. So I will day trade, I will swing trade, I'll do long-term trades. But for me, basically, what I like to really target is stocks that have great catalysts the day of, and just really taking advantage of that momentum when that catalyst comes in. Focusing on stocks that are $10 or less. 25 million shares available to trade, stuff that's really going to get moving with the right type of news. So, and yeah, man, just really happy to have joined Capital Conspiracy Trading. That Discord is phenomenal. I'm not saying that because you guys are here. Again, joined it a few months back, and I've been making the bank here. So just happy to be here. Happy to have you guys on the stream. And let's get right into it.
Yeah, I know. I'm not just speaking for myself when I say we're all happy that you're on as well. All right, so right to it. I'm going to talk about this stock here as VVPR. So I got this Fibonacci retracement tool up. I'm using this 10-minute time frame, and I'm going to tell you guys what I called it earlier today. It was at around $6.38. I told 3 members last night, I said, you guys should get out of VVPR. Something feels off, and I'm going to explain to you why it feels off. But then I alerted it again today when it was at 6:30, because it hit all the way up to $8.30 today. You can look at it. I mean, it still hit up to $8.93. Never mind, $8.88, that high wick here. And so I still felt off. Then they got this news here. So they got the prospectus rules. They got the filing of the Securities Acts rules. These are all the current SEC filings that just came up here. But here's why I'm very incredulous about this stock VVPR, and I think this is a great scalping opportunity, obviously, because today, after I told everybody to get out of it on the Discord, it went all the way at the lows of $3.60, or maybe even lower. I'm just going off the top of my head, but it hit $3.60, and then next thing you know, it jumped to $5. The float here, guys, is 1.73 million. It's going to be volatile. I mean, you can look on your level 2 walls there, and you can see that, if a 10 share buy is coming in, 10K share buy, it's going to go up. It's going to go up pretty drastically. If it's same for a 5K ask wall, and it hits it, it's going to go down drastically. It's just the name of the game here. This is why I think VVPR had a couple things to me that I didn't like here. So let me ask you this, you guys, and this is just, if you have a Royal Highness Prince Abdelaziz bin Turki Al-Badiz Al Saud. I mean, seriously, who comes up with these names? No offense if you're Saudi Arabian and you're listening to this, but this is like the longest name. I mean, are you writing that on a check? Are you just putting the P period A Z period B period T? I don't know. Maybe things different work, but whatever. But here's what I'm saying is, we have the Prince Highness here, your Royal Highness. I'm sorry, your Royal Highness, but we have here, and they want to have a XRP objective, and they want to be making sure they're a forefront leader in this. But this is coming from Tembo now. Tembo is mark my words, Vaughn. What does Tembo exactly do?
So Tembo is a SPAC, but it's EV related. So they have the EV trucks coming out.
Right, it's EV related. In VVPR, they are. What do they do again? Exactly.
VVPR is just kind of an entity that essentially possesses all this kind of stuff. They're, by going into different ventures like the Carrot Digital that they're trying to do as far as getting into Bitcoin mining. So I mean, nothing's really confirmed with that, but I mean, that's all speculative.
They're also doing EVs for a lot of underground mines, particularly over there in the Middle East and Australia.
Yeah, I knew they were Australian based, but isn't VVPR a EV production delivery company?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I was thinking. So tell me, right now they all of a sudden doing this XRP strategy, which is very kind of weird for what they're going for. But maybe there's a thing called economies of scale, right? And then according to the economies of scale rule, a current company would merge with another company to produce more production to be enhance shareholder value and enhance equity value for the current company. So this is essentially economies of scale of them merging. But now they throw XRP in the mix, which I'm a big XRP guy myself, but it's just kind of weird to me. Those are the red flags. But what I liked about this recently is it came out with 20 million ordinary shares at the aggregate price of $6.05. I mean, if it was any lower than that, I'd have my worries. But I think that's a good sign there. But if you look here, I also am worried here that they have now pushed the date back after here. Actually, let me show you exactly where it's at, but they pushed the date back to June 18th. So June 18th is when they can finalize their deal for VVPR after they've done their phase 2, after their reissuance of the new deal, because they did the offering and they plan on doing another offering, I think, as well. So that's going to be 20 million shares, new shares, on top of this 1.73 million shares free float. So we're going to almost be around 22 million shares float. I currently am going to scalp VVPR. I'm not holding long term. If I see that if their S10 comes through the SEC, I am going to be more inclined to, go invest in heavier, because I know that this is not just a pie in the sky thing. But I do think this is a good scalping opportunity with this price being 428. I think it can bounce off here to 529, go back down, go back up. I think it's scalping opportunity up until June 18th. So, all right. So, Vaughn, what do you think?
I like it off the 4 hour as a big bounce opportunity. Like, I mean, you have a bullish flag forming to see if there's any continuation. But I think, I think it's certainly a scalpable opportunity. I mean, you just got to be, wary of it and make sure you're getting on that low as far as like the reversal side of it. But I think there's money to be made.
Vaughn, you made a ton off VVPR. Good for you, brothers. I think we all did pretty well. Sasquatch, what do you think about VVPR, dude? You're always the guy with the nose to the ground. You're constant due diligence. You're a guy who I can always picture that probably brings a laptop and his glasses while he's taking a shower. You're always business. You're always business, Sasquatch. What do you think about VVPR?
Ultimately, I have really mixed emotions about it, to be frank. Given the recent struggles in the EV market, that paired. But now again, I'm considering the American side of that. I know EV is pretty prominent elsewhere, but that paired with the skepticism that I'm getting from all the filings and all the dealings from the guy with 100 letters in his name, it's just kind of, I don't know, it doesn't really give me the warm and fuzzies. I see where the money's at, but it doesn't really fit the criteria at the current time for something that I personally would get into, but I can absolutely see where the money's at.
Right. Bear, you played this a lot, and you've talked about it quite a bit. What is your take on VVPR? Bear, are you there? I think Bear looked at the VVPR chart and fainted. So now, since Bear is not in there, I want to switch over to a stock real quick now. So forget VVPR. I think we're all on the same board. We kind of have our doubts. We have our whatevers about it. We think it's definitely, we can all agree it's a good scalping opportunity, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just tough with that deal. That's what the initial play was.
Yeah.
And who knows what's going on with that, because of how they kind of just busted out this offering and it struck everyone. So
yeah, it seems like when it has a good pump going, it does what a lot of stock does in the market, is they throw in some offering news or some other crappy news into it, which I don't like.
Mm-hmm. No,
I hate to be that guy, but anytime I've been involved with a stock that has anything to do with any of the BRIC countries, what is it? Brazil, Russia, China, India, all of them folks. Any stock that I have relative to those, I always lose my ass, my butt on. So I tend to stick to more American stocks. So that's kind of one of the key factors for me, determining factors as to why I'm not going to mess with it.
No, I agree. I like to stick with what I know. But anyways, so we're gonna go here. I like this stock a lot. This one's on my watch list. I am pretty invested into this one. It's JTAI. So Vaughn actually brought JTAI to me probably 3 days ago, and he was in it. He alerted it, but I was asking him why he alerted it, because I've always, when I hear merger, I always my ears perk up. And when he was saying merger here, I look at this stock here and I just can't help but not love it. So I'm going to tell you the reasons why I love it, and then we'll go to Vaughn. Sasquatch doesn't know too much about JTAI because he's into his other plays that he alerted on there. But I wanted to get Vaughn's perspective so he can give it to the audience here. But JTAI here, revenue forecast 77.41% year over year coming up. I like that. They don't have, if I go down here for their financial health, they have way more assets to liabilities. They have they are really covered through their assets. They have more equity actually than they do liabilities in this company. So overall, this was a very good win. They're not covered in debt. They don't have any debt. So I really like JTAI. But what makes me like JTAI here as well is, Vaughn, didn't JTAI have the good financial report for their quarter?
Yes. Oh, they did. I mean, they had increased revenue since December of 2024. I mean, like you said, like their assets to cash ratio. I mean, they're at very little debt. You know what I mean? And that's what attracted to me, because I dug deep and found the news report over, and it was in February of this definitive agreement with Fly Executives, which is FlyX, is the ticker. But they're acquiring their aviation side of the business because they're working to build more of their AI side of things, and that is going to be within this year. They're looking to put up facilities in Canada and in Las Vegas. So we're talking about megawatts worth of power. So I mean, this is going to be money making. So I think it's a good endeavor, and they certainly have cash on hand to do it.
Well, what I like about this is they have a low float. It's 2.48. Their market cap is not really that high. So if this deal goes through, which they said it's reported that the deal was supposed to.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
My apologies, ladies and gents.
It's all right. They said they said that this is supposed to be a $2 billion endeavor right here, multi-billion-dollar endeavor for this joint venture with this company in Canada. So what I like about it is they if it goes through, JTAI can hit these numbers right up here. So let me switch this over. Right, it's going to go to the daily. And I think this can hit numbers into the 9 range. I think it can go to the 9 range here. I think it easily can hit that 9 range. So
Bobby Sarn for president. My apologies, everyone. I was having technical difficulties. Don't mean to interrupt. VVPR, again, love it. I know we're past that. Loved it. Had great opportunity. I just didn't love that they dropped news in the middle of the day to really kill momentum, and they did it back-to-back days. Hopefully there were people that made it out alive. We have someone here, Wanderer, 10K loss. Ooh.
On what, VVPR?
Find me the way to get. Hey, Wander, was that on VVPR?
Wander, you need to wander your way over to the Discord and make some money with us.
That was hilarious.
All right, wait. So let me
for president.
It's probably Steve.
But continue. Sorry,
I guarantee that's Scuba Steve saying Bobby Sarn for president. Steve, if you're listening and saying Bobby Sarn for president, please check yourself for you. But so, anyways, let me just go on to this. I think JTAI can hit $9. Vaughn, can you think JTAI, if this deal goes through, $9 easily?
Yeah, my first PT is certainly 6. I think it'll hit that again at least. If you go back on the chart, you'll see that it's kind of like had these little pops here and there. But it's one of those that's a sleeper that's just really waiting for news, and it's going to move. So depending on the volume and what's coming in, we're at a good support range right now. I think it's a really good add area, right in this 380 range. But yeah. This thing's ready to launch. It's cooking.
And look at this. It's really consolidated over here as well for the daily. It's not really went under 374. It's so this is kind of looking to me like it's ready to pop. What I like about this strategy here is you look at this EMA 20 and you look at this red candle, doji, green. I would say it's more like a doji just because you don't know if the buyers or sellers won with these wicks. Red. If you see another red, but it retraces back up to this EMA 20, it then, I believe that would trigger this parabolic SAR strategy to trigger a buy opportunity. If it triggers a buy opportunity here, say that the news came in, this is just a hypothetical assessment. I think right up here is where I like to look at take profit with using this Fibonacci. This 165% here is at $5.40. So if you were to get in right now at a price of $2.90, that would be a almost 100% of your money. So this is a stock, that's why we're talking about it. This is definitely a stock that it could do these things. So let's just switch up real quick. This is everybody's favorite subject. Let's go to ILLR. So everybody, Bear, what do you think about ILLR recently?
Let me pull up their chart. You have the chart right here? Okay, perfect. I mean, all right.
This is
I'll
the
start by
10-minute.
saying this, That's the 10-minute chart here.
Yeah, I'll show the daily.
I mean, overall with ILLR, I mean, I'm just going to say what's on everyone's mind. ILLR, I want to just say this with management, delivering things on time, reaching out to us, giving us information we want to hear. I'm tired of the fluff news on the IR page. Like, I don't care about fighting events and anything. Like, the IR page should strictly be about like what's happening with the business, metrics, KPIs, and they've just been failing to deliver. They're getting, the only news that I'm seeing is non-compliance news or like delays in filings and things of that nature. So, I mean, we're all here, because we know ILLR has that potential to be something great, but management has just really been letting us down. We haven't heard from Sean and God knows who long, haven't heard from him in a while. Hopefully they have him locked up downstairs in the basement, working to get everything done by Q4, but it's just really been a disappointment. I've been screaming this on Webull, StockTwits. I saw that tiny little gap on the chart there on the daily for that 85 cents. And I kept on saying, guys, I think it wants it. The stock is currently on a downtrend. As much as I love ILLR, I could admit that it's a screw up, and I saw it wanted that 85 cents. And not only did it go for the 85 cents, it decided to go even below that. So we're looking at 67 cents right now, give or take, as the after hours price. Just overall, just looking at this chart, I mean, it still looks like it's on a downtrend. There's a slight bounce, but I don't think the bounce will be anything meaningful. They're just going to have to drop everyone just wants news now. With all these TikTok extensions, that's really killing the stock as well. So I think what they really need right now is BKFC needs to announce a broadcasting deal, any type of business with Triller. What else they need? They need to release their earnings.
Yeah, I want to see
the
some
whole
financials.
purpose of delaying their earnings. There are good reasons for that.
Yeah.
It could be because they're in the middle of contract negotiation. Right, but they have to show us something. I think Agba is doing very well. I think we can say BKFC is doing well. Triller TV is doing well. The Triller app, I'm not paying that any mind, fully developed yet. But yeah, man, they gotta come out with something. We need nothing but solid news for the next 6 months, and if we don't get that, we're just gonna go right down to that 50 cent area. And if we drop below that 50 cent, I don't know now. So hopefully
Sasquatch.
not. Hold on.
I agree, Bear, but I like what Sasquatch once said about. See, Sasquatch, talk about that. If let me just give this hypothetical here. So you say you're driving, Sasquatch, and you're on the road. You look at your phone and you see a alert go off. Say it's Robinhood, and it says that ILLR is now at $4 a share. What's going to happen? Tell us what that scenario looks like.
I'm probably going to crash my truck trying to sell the crap.
No, Sasquatch, what do you think about ILLR? Barry,
Well, I'm kind of in the same boat as Bear. I mean, like, I want to see some financials. I want to see some type of like positive momentum, some type of progress, and I don't really care about what I want to hear. I want to know what we need to hear, right? I need to know the tangible. I want to know what's going on. And right now, Triller as a whole in the in when you're looking at the big picture of social media is really kind of the underdog, right? And I do see a lot of potential there, but I also agree with Bear on the whole TikTok extension. Those are really kind of stopping us on the gonads real good, and that bit paired with constant like thereof of information, and all we're getting is medieval times posts and stuff. I mean, it's kind of
I laugh just to not cry. Vaughn, what do you think about ILLR, dude? You've been in ILLR. All of us have been in ILLR.
All I can say is the worst business management I've seen in a long time. I think maybe comparable to Mullen since David Michery.
Yeah, Michery. Yeah, a new member actually came on the Discord and he says that he got Mullen vibes from ILLR. Mullen vibes from ILLR. Here's my take on ILLR. ILLR had every tangible asset to be able to do well. The biggest problem that they stepped into is they promoted that they would be the TikTok replacement too much. They had I feel like they put too much leverage into that, and they put too much leverage into giving Yorkville the reins. I mean, they knew they had debt going into it. Then now all of a sudden they want to add in more debt through Yorkville to pay off their other debts and legal liabilities. So they're just they're paying off debt by accruing more debt, which is the wrong kind of debt, because in the terms of the financial market, Yorksville is like the mafia. They'll just short you to death if they don't get their money, which you've seen that. And what the problem with this stock is, they don't ever have any substantial news. Like a month ago, they had Dave, the guy from BKFC, saying that they're going to announce a huge show, and then all of a sudden he's going to announce the big show after this France card, and then France never even has the card. France never even has the post-fight card where they do the interviews. They just skip that completely, so they botched that one. Sean Kim doesn't show up to Saudi Arabia to promote ILLR, which we all know Saudi Arabia has a lot of money. That could have been a good thing for us. They're missing out on their 10Q. So let me show you guys what this 10Q is. So this is also for the next stock that we're coming. The last one is we're looking at ZEO, but for ILLR, they're missing their 10Q. And so they said these are the reasons why you would commonly be late for your 10Q. Because I'll show you on to the SEC Edgar that they just got a notice of delinquency for their time. They're not showing their 10Q. So that being said, here's some common reasons. Well, they have the mergers and acquisitions, one of the most headache things to accomplish when you're in the financial market, to get a secure in all your legal liabilities and everything straightened doing a merger and acquisition. That could be in the event of a slowing down of filing for your 10Q, and a reason why it would be in delay. But here's why I think it's going to be, just for ILLR's sake, not ZEO. ZEO I have a totally different perspective on, but ILLR, I think it's just because they have unexpected events, because I pray that the unexpected events is they got Yorkville off the books. 2, they have audit delays. That also has to go with Yorkville. And internal control issues. I believe their internal control issues is they had Bob Diamond on this quarter, I believe. He's off the books. Then they had their original CEO. He's off the books. Now they had 2 people off the books, and then it's just a headache and a mess. I mean, they're merging with a company all the way over in, I think it's Bangkok. Is it in Bangkok, Bear?
Who? I'm sorry, you said ILLR, they're merging with someone in Bangkok?
No, where's Agba from? Thailand?
No, Agba is in
no, Hong Kong.
China.
Hong Kong.
It's in Hong Kong. Yeah.
Okay.
Hong Kong.
So they're merging with, they're all in Hong Kong. Every time you open their app, this is my biggest issue with ILLR. That why it ticks me off. Is like I'm just like emotionally giving up on them. Is because every time you look on their app, it's the most ghetto, raunchy bullcrap you've ever seen. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't want to see my kids opening the ILLR social app and there's 2 or 3 chicks twerking on a car, or they're twerking holding champagne,
Right.
or they're walking around in a lingerie outfit. I want to see prank videos. I want to see some funny videos. I want to see some heartwarming. I want to see some cat videos, puppy videos. I want to see some boats videos, just people falling off the boats. Anything.
Right.
Not this twerking bull crap. Who are they trying to like? Who
it's
they
a
trying
joke.
to who are they trying to advertise to?
Well, I could answer that there. I can answer that for you. When it comes to the app, for anyone that has been following Triller long enough, Triller was always a music-based app. That platform was used for majority hip hop, R&B artists to promote their music. We actually have some artists that are actually from that platform, like Megan Thee Stallion, just to name one, and I believe Gorilla is another one. But
that's Sasquatch's favorite artist is
and I'm also gonna co-sign something Brain said earlier, but because the app started off this way, that's predominantly what everyone is really gonna see. Now, what happened is when that first ban happened and TikTok went off for like 12 hours, give or take, a lot of people did start coming into Triller. So on Triller, maybe I'm just lucky with my algorithm, but I do see like the cooking videos, the eating videos, you know, the comedy thing. But predominantly, there's a woman just twerking in my face nonstop, promoting her, you know, next rap album, things like that. Same thing for the male. So it is predominantly hip hop there, and I just think that's just lack of users, or the, you know, prominent base of users on there is just their music. However, if TikTok were to have been, you know, have gone bye-bye, we would have seen a tremendous amount of subscribers come in. And again, this is where that huge potential comes in. And then that's where the content gets more diversified at the end of the day. Because if we go on TikTok, it'll pretty much be the same thing. But the thing is with TikTok, it'll monitor what you watch, and it'll only start showing you things that you like. So you won't really, if you don't like twerking videos, it's not going to show you twerking videos for too long. So that's the first problem. But the thing where I want to kind of, I don't know. But to kind of go into how they promoted it, and this is where I have to agree with Brain. They should have never said they were the replacement of TikTok. I think there has to be some humility there. Going back a year and a half, Bobby had this interview on NBC News, and you know, the interviewer was asking him like, "Hey, would you buy TikTok?" And he's like, "For what? Like, you know, I don't want Chinese spyware. You know, I'd offer them $1 if anything." And he says this after he said they did try to buy them in the past. But here's my thing. TikTok is generating billions of dollars every year, 16 billion, give or take, right? For you to come and insult like that, I just feel like if you're going to come at somebody like that, you need to be on that same level. I kind of didn't like that. I understand the confidence, but I feel like, hey, you're making some enemies that you probably don't want to make, and you're making them too early. And even if you are a big dog, I feel like there should be something in humility. So to kind of go to Brain, just saying that it's TikTok's replacement, what they should have said was, this is TikTok. This is an alternative, a great alternative to TikTok. If TikTok goes away, this is a place that you can come and continue that. So I think that's where they really dropped the ball. Who's not to say TikTok and the greater powers that be in that company, ByteDance, and shorten them to hell too? Why not? You know, so
yeah.
I just think with ILLR, the constant delays, no matter what they say they're going to do, and on this quarter, on this month, whatever it is, it never comes on time. There's never any, hey, I know we said we were going to come and do this with you guys today. This is why it didn't happen. There's never any follow-up. It just goes into, like, where's Triller 5.0? Where's Triller Communities? You know, they dropped PR for that, but then they rescinded it. So it's like, what's really going on? Now, here's the thing. ILLR, if you're listening to this, Wing Faye, Bobby, whoever the hell is listening to this, listen, just be honest. Like, hey, listen, right now it's taking much longer than we expected. This is what's going on. We're dropping the balls. Bear with us. But when you just leave everyone in limbo and you just fill your IR page, you have a Triller page to promote your little Triller app nonsense. You have a BKFC page that's promoting the fights and everything. We don't need to see that on the IR page. When I go to your IR page, I'm looking for SEC filings. I'm looking for KPIs. And it just shows that it's just fluff. It's like you guys need new people in the PR department. You need newness everywhere. Like, you need new management, new CEOs, new everything, because clearly you guys aren't doing the job. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. Just tell us what it is. we already are assuming it's the worst. So you might as well just come out now and just be like, hey, we weren't able to get Yorkville out. We're trying to say something. Hopefully it's because you want to surprise us with like TV deals from BKFC and all of that good stuff. But I mean, it has been disappointing. And this is coming from me. You guys know I love me some ILLR. And I've been scalping that bad boy because the minute I saw it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do, I just converted to scalping. And, you know, if it presents an opportunity, if they start doing the right things, I'll go back in and see what that happens. But it's just been a disappointment so far. And I have to be the one to admit that because I've been one of the biggest voices for ILLR, just because the potential is huge. But unfortunately, they keep falling short. So I say fire the whole management team and rehire.
There should be a lot more transparency, and that alone would probably get the price back up over $1 if they were just transparent about it. Frankly.
Here's my issue, right? AGBA is a financial corporation where they deal with these types of things all the time. Audits, they do internal audits, probably I would assume with the amount of businesses that they work with and the people that they work with, they do audits quite frequently. You're telling me for the stock that they've been trying to promote hardcore to get on NASDAQ, they can't complete an audit to get their 10Q filing out? It doesn't make any sense. Right. So of course, when you see that and you know that because you're in the inside and we've been studying the stock, you know these things, these complications. Why wouldn't they just come out and give us news of why they're delaying? Because all we're going to do, like Bear said, is we're just going to assume the worst. We're going to assume that you don't got your crap together. We're going to assume that you're going to delist. We're going to assume all these different things. And guess what? ILLR, if you're listening to this, if this stock fails and it goes into oblivion, not only will you lose NASDAQ and the permission to be on that because you're delisted, or if you say you do the reverse thing of that where you keep reverse splitting to stay on NASDAQ and you hurt us, you're not only going to lose stockholders, you're going to lose app holders. Because I promise you, if you just let this fail because you're too stupid to get this stock going, I'm going to make sure with my 416 subscribers on YouTube, we're all going to make sure that you do not. You're going to lose all. You're going to lose all your guys' people on there. We're so tired of you we're just fluffing us around. We don't need your fluff anymore. We're tired of it. Give us some news. We've been holding this long. Tell us what's going on with Yorkville. Tell us what's going on with Bare Knuckle, the actual stuff. Tell us what kind of revenue it's generating. Tell us what kind of things it's plan on doing. Who this new equity partner is. Stop stringing us along. We got this coming up in a couple weeks to tell you. We got this. What? Just tell us now. We've been waiting long enough. Why? What? Anyways, we're moving on. We're done with ILLR. ILLR, you're off the books. So here's what I say. You have ZEO Energy. So Vaughn and Eli, I want to tell you guys about this one. This one just they're merging with thermal specialist Helogen, and there is agreed to acquire Clean Energy Technology, HLGN, and evaluate at $10 million. So ZEO was at a price of 1.5859 per share. I think this stock here goes to, because it's currently operating at 292. I think this goes up to 388 and I'm selling. But Vaughn, do you know anything about ZEO? So the thing about ZEO is if you have the reason it was doing so well is at $3.43, as you see here. Then they just got this late filing notice for ZEO. This late filing for the 8K report that they missed their 10Q. They missed their 10Q, and like I put up there, when you miss a 10Q, it does not look good. This is the reason why. But this is the reason why I believe they missed their 10Q is. So you have all these different issues, but you can't get a delay on your 10Q is because of the merger and acquisitions. When integrating a new business or dealing with the complexity of a merger can cause delay. This is why I believe this is taking as long as it has, is because they're agreeing to acquire this business. But I think this stock is going to do well. Does anybody have any closing comments on here? Because I know you guys don't know much about this one, but I've also wanted to throw this out there for everybody. But Eli, you have any closing comments?
As a matter of fact,
the government.
I really don't. You pretty much wrapped up everything in a pretty bow.
Yeah, thank you. Vaughn, are you there?
ZEO showed up on my radar obviously today.
Yeah, well, I want to get to you last for your closing comments. Yeah. I know Vaughn doesn't know much. Vaughn, he's breaking up. He's listening to the
notice.
You sound like no.
Yeah, Vaughn. Yeah, you're breaking up. Vaughn, those headphones from Dollar General, man. You got to get rid of them, man. It's not working, man.
Bear, do you have any final thoughts, final things that you want to tell the public?
As far as ZEO, popped up on my radar. The news came out today. Buying Helogen in an all stock deal at 10 million. So, pretty decent news. Not too familiar with the company in terms, again, just found out about them today, looking at all their finances metric. But I do agree with the delay of what you're saying. They're in the process of a merger, buying out a new company. So I'm not too concerned about it. I'll definitely have this on the watch list for tomorrow, just to kind of see what's shaking with that. But I can definitely see it doing another big spike. Right now it closed. After hours, though, it lost 48 cents out of the $1.85 it gained for the day. So we'll see how that plays out tomorrow. But in terms of closing statements, actually, before we even do that, there were some comments that came in just to kind of address some of those really quick. Let me see. Wander, I saw this before. What is this? Okay. I'm just going to move along. Give me what to buy for a week or tomorrow. Well, join the Discord and we'll be more than happy to tell you that. The link is in the description. I saw someone asking for that. Link is in the description of this live stream.
$10.99. It's $10.99, and you're literally getting nonstop banger plays that it beats any other Discord out there.
AJ, I need my ILLR motivational speech.
No, don't do it. That's Scuba Steve. Scuba Steve. Yeah. No more ILLR talk, dude. I don't want to get nauseated before bed.
Let me see. And please talk about which website or where to find stocks before it breaks out. Honestly, I'm just looking at my scanners. I know they are websites, but I don't have one in particular. I know there's a ton of websites that do it. Like, you have Seeking Alpha, you have there's a ton of them, but I just go on my scanners. I'm like paying attention every minute of the morning, seeing what pops up, seeing what comes in. So just join the Discord, man. $10.99. Look, we'll be your news outlet. We'll let you know when the news is dropping right on the dime. Let me see. I'm here from Webull. Appreciate you joining in from Webull. Webull is my favorite trading platform. And they also have a great mobile app. So shout out to all my Webull supporters.
Yeah, Vaughn uses Webull. Vaughn.
I crap my pants. Yeah.
Who crapped their pants?
AJ, yeah, I'm in a lawn chair. Then you have Kelvin.
Hey, I want you guys to know that Scuba Steve, if he's listening right now, he's coming on the chat next time.
Yeah, he's got a good eye for stocks too.
Steve used to be a member on the Discord. He's still a member on the Discord, but he's learning so fast that he's gonna eventually become a alerter soon. He's called out some really good plays.
Yeah,
he's kind of me and Vaughn's protege.
He's a goofball.
Yeah, he's certainly a goofball.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you guys this: out of VVPR, JTAI, ZEO, what are we most excited about for tomorrow?
Honestly, I'm excited about JTAI.
Yeah, JTAI. I'm excited because the last day of the month would be a perfect time to release a PR. So that if that's a possibility, then all it needs is a little volume, and it's gonna fly. Like there's
2 million share float. ZEO has 11 million share float, which is still not high. VVPR,
No.
I already told you could scalp it. We're still waiting on the news to the end of June 18th. So there's 3 weeks that we have to wait till. But JTAI news any day now. If they have news, it's flying. It's one of those stocks where you get in. And yeah, like I said, if you join the Discord, not only do you get us 4 goofballs in there, but you're going to be getting nonstop news. There is a news bot on the Discord. There is a lot of different categories and sections for the Discord itself that you can go to and be able to get this stuff quick. There's a guy, Stock 007, right in the morning. He starts at 7 in the morning and he goes till 9:30 and he just posts bam, 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 news. Anything that is substantial that make a stock move, he's posting it, and he's very, very good with doing that. And he only posts stuff that he's doing it. He's a professional day trader. He's a guy that quit his job being, I believe he was a doctor, and he's a full-time trader from New York, and he's over here. We have another guy over on the alerter. His name is Cyclist. He's an engineer, one of the top guys in his field. We have Vaughn here. He's a business owner. You got Eli here. He is a leading naval officer. He had his own business.
I most certainly am not an officer.
He's a beast. Don't let him. And then all of a sudden you have Bear. You guys know Bear. He does it all. I do it all. We have Bandit on here. I'm looking at the Discord right now. Who else is alerted? We have Bandit on here. He's a top in his field for sales. He does very well. He's been on the Discord alerting for a very long time. We have all these different avenues for you guys to make money. It's not just me. It's not just Bear. It's not Vaughn or Eli or Sasquatch. It's just a bunch of different guys in there that know what they're doing and that are serious about trading. They're serious about trading. So 1099, come check it out. I think we're good for tonight, guys, and we're going to be trying to be doing this more here going forward. But like I said, these are the 4 that we have here, and we're going to try to at least do this once a week. And it starts speeding up, and we see that you guys get a lot of interaction from it, and you like it. We're going to try to do it more. But yeah, it was good. It was good conversating with all you guys.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely. Great to be here. Thank you for having me on, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man.
Absolutely.
Yep. And yeah. See you guys.
Cool.
All right. Peace out, everyone. Thank you for everyone tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Definitely. See you guys later.